My name's Michael. I've posted some things out on YouTube, kind of in the early stages of this thing. Last year, I was motivated by the great David Goggins. He ignited me. I'm all about, mental toughness. Use physical exercise to get that mental toughness and to rearrange what he calls the mental garage. And it's really made a great change in my life, and I put a lot of these videos out for a purpose. When I was 9 years old, I was picked on, bullied, it was rough. So I ordered a bodybuilding course when I was a kid at 9 years old from Joe Weider. And some of you guys may or may not know who that is, but, he was well known back in the day, But for 50 years, I have been in some type of physical training. I was a, national competitive bodybuilder. That was all about pride and vanity and all that stuff. But what I'm doing is trying to take my life to another level now. Past couple of years, had some difficult times with depression, anxiety, and things like that. And I said, I got to change some things. I got to do some things different if I want a different outcome. Y'all know what I'm saying? So I started doing what we call the grind. Okay, and it's tough. I'm almost 60. I'm not quite there. I'm 27 up here in this head of mine, but this body don't want to keep up. So I try to keep my mind straight, but man, it puts a hurting on my body. I do a lot of crazy stuff. I do what's called HIIT, which is high intense interval training, which is 45 minutes to an hour, 4 to 6 times a week. It's life-changing, guys. Life-changing. You will armor your mind. You will increase the size of your mid-singular cortex, which is up here, which is the will center of the brain, which will make you want to do things that you normally wouldn't want to do that are good for you. It's definitely a behavioral change. Creates new neural pathways, mental plasticity to adapt and overcome, more brain cells, because I burned a lot of them up in my early days, my long-term drinking. Man, I was a big drinker, guys. That's all gone now. My depression's about gone. Anxiety's about gone. My worries are less. Hey, when I get done with my 45 minutes to an hour, bam, man, you talking about, you feel like you can conquer the world, man, when you get done. David Goggins is right. You may not like him. He's the hardest man alive, in my opinion. He's got a resume that is hard to beat. Ultramarathon runner, pull-up record, Navy SEAL, been through Hell Week 3 times, Delta Force selection, 8 100-mile marathons in 8 weeks. Come on, guys. That's crazy. Ran 130 miles with broken feet, wrapped them up with duct tape. I mean, come on, guys. Don't do that stuff. I can't do that stuff. I'm doing what works for me. I'm just trying to get out here and motivate you guys. But there is a reason behind what I'm doing. I am attempting a new world record next year in May 3rd, 2025. I'm not going to reveal everything that it is, but I'm preparing for it, and it's to raise awareness and to raise money for some organizations and people individually that need help, whether it's mental health, substance abuse. I've got a lot of different things that I'm looking at now before I establish the 3 to 5 baseline areas that I'm going to try to help. I'm in intense training. I started the real hardcore stuff May 2nd of this year. So I'm spending a year getting prepared for this. It's a 24-hour period of time that I will be enduring this world record. Don't know if I can accomplish it or not. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna give it all I got, guys. I'm gonna give it all I got. Oh, you wonder where my tooth was? I was in a real bad accident. And bam, it was gone, man. I'm getting that thing replaced, but I was in a bad accident. And so that's what happened. Okay? I'm not a superstar. I'm just a guy that cares about people. So, I love people. I didn't used to love people. I didn't care about nobody. All I cared about was myself, But the more I help other people, the more excitement I get about helping other people, man. I saw a guy die in the emergency room almost a year ago from an overdose from drugs, man. He drove right past me with a bunch of doctors and nurses rolling him in. Man, I saw his eyes go in the back of his head, bro. Man, that's hard to see. That's hard to watch. I've seen a lot of bad stuff go on in this world, my friend. Let me tell you something. You know, you got to get out there and you got to get hard to deal with the things that go on in this world. Let me tell you right now, because if it ain't coming, it's coming. Let me tell you. World's in chaos. I don't worry about that. I try to take care of me. I try to make myself stronger, myself better, so I can be tough as nails when stuff starts coming my way. You know, so this first time I've ever gone live on YouTube, y'all can say whatever you want, but you come in the gym or you come out there on the field with me, hey, you gonna know you done something when you get done. I can guarantee you that. I'm almost 60 years old, and I'm still grinding and still doing it. And I'm even going to step it up even more than I am now, So I'm going to have haters out there. I like that. All that does is give me fuel. That just makes me more fired up, So I got some haters. Come on with it, baby. It don't bother me one bit, because I know what I'm doing is a good thing. We're going to raise some money. We're going to raise some awareness, substance abuse. We're going for mental illness, things are going on with people, this crazy world that we're living in. You better armor that mind. There's a thing called the anterior mid-singular cortex right up here in that frontal lobe. For people that don't do anything, it's very small. Those that do a lot, like athletes, it's very big. It's the will center of the brain. Okay, you'll be able to do things that you don't want to do that are good for you once you expand that thing. And the way you expand that, physical exercise is directly related to mental toughness. You want to be tough. You get in there and you do the tough things. I'll pull a sled for 2,000 yards, man, with 200 pounds behind it after a workout. I'm going to go do log training for an hour and a half at the lake, carrying 150, 200 pound logs. Man, it's tough. Man, it helps my mind, but it tears my body slap up. And you talk about a humbling experience. You think you bad until you get out there and you start doing the work. You got to put the work in. I talk about the diamond. Y'all know how long it takes for a diamond to be made? A lot of scientists say it takes 1 billion years. I don't know. But it takes 2,000 degrees plus, and it takes 825,000 pounds of pressure for a diamond to be developed. Well, you got to put yourself through pressure, suffering, hard work, and a long time to become like a diamond. What's a diamond like, man? It's beautiful, ain't it? It shines, and it's hard as it can be, and it's worth something. So if you want to be worth something, start creating your own diamond in your life, is what I would say. So, I'm just out here trying to motivate people, be on a mission with what God gave me. I have a great desire for exercise and training. I try to go next level as much as I can. My recovery time ain't like it used to be. When I was 20, up at the national ranks in bodybuilding, and that was all a bunch of pride. I was 215, 218 off season. I'm 185 on stage at 2.8% body fat. Okay. Took me a long time. Took me 6 years of hardcore training to get to that level. Okay. But that was all about that. But that's the kind of drive and dedication you have to have if you want to be something special. You got to know what your why is. You got to have a vision. Once you got a vision, you got to know the pathway to get there. Then once you find that pathway, you execute. And then you stay with it. Even when you're not even seeing anything happen for you in your life. It could take months, years, David Goggins, it took a long time for that man to get where he is today. That's a tough guy right there, bud. I'm telling you something else. Man, I couldn't come near what that guy can go through. That guy's got a pain threshold. I can't even imagine what he can do. But I have a lot of respect for him. He ignited me last year. He's one of the toughest guys in the world. Hands down. And what he says makes a lot of sense. He got a lot of foul language, but that's just the way he is. That don't mean that. That's nothing bad about him. He's a good guy, man. This guy's a good guy. He's a good guy. And, he has his days when he don't want to train. So do I. It sucks. Sometimes it sucks when you go to the gym. That's when you need to go. And when I get done, I'm glad I did it, But really, it's been a humbling experience over the past year, but since I've been doing this. And, I found out, where my limits are, and I'm trying to move a little past those limits more and more every day. But I definitely want to raise some money to help some people that are struggling. I had, some difficult things happen in my life with some family members that, we lost, aren't here no more. Got a best friend in here no more. Those kind of things affect you as a person. You got to find out, what your purpose is here in your life. In other words, they say, well, built that boat long time ago. Well, your boat to build, what's my boat to build? I figure all that out, but I'm definitely tracking. I'm definitely walking, and whatever door opens. But I hope I can take the opportunities that I get from trying to set the world record and hopefully accomplish it. I hope I can. We all got limitations, but I'm definitely inspired to do it. And I want to do it, and I'm training hard to accomplish it. But I hope that brings some opportunities where some people can get some help that need some help. I know what it's like to suffer. I've been to the dark side. I've been there. And it ain't no good place to be. And let me tell you something. Your choices are going to have consequences, either good ones or bad ones. So, you have to make those decisions for yourself. And I made some bad choices in my life. First half of my life was bad. Second half, I want to be significant and make a difference in some people's lives. Hey, I just wanted to go live on here, try to enjoy some of my short videos. I try to keep them short. I know nobody wants to watch a long video. I get that, man. I understand. You guys have a good one, man. But hey, man, I got a website. It's kind of cool. I'm trying to look for a team of some tough guys that wants to be a part of something that makes a difference in other people's lives. What's your grind, basically? Your grind don't have to be what I do. I mean, it could be swimming, rock climbing, whatever it is. Go to grindteamusa.com. grindteamusa.com. Just got the website up, trying to find people that we can kind of collaborate with, get some strong social media presence for both of us so we both grow. You can show off what you do, and it's a purpose-driven type of platform that I'm trying to get going. So if you're of a cloth, and you know what the grind's all about, I'd like to hear from you. I think it'd be a good thing for a lot of people. I think people like to see some cool stuff, man. I've seen guys do major leg presses, deadlifts, and all this cool stuff. I like all that stuff. I got people that can beat me. I got people that I can beat. I'm no superhero. I'm just somebody that has a heart, a driven and passionate heart that's dedicated to a cause. That's how I show my love and commitment, is through my training. Helps me treat people better when I go around these coffee shops and my job. I'm a tile setter by trade. I'm about to give that up. I've been in that almost 40 years. I'm tired of it. But I want to do something a little different, a little more, exciting. I want to be able to go to bed at night and be able to say, dadgummit, I can't wait till I get up tomorrow and do what I got to do. Don't we all want that? We don't want a job we hate. If you hate it, you're not going to perform well at it. That's kind of the way I look at it. So I'm kind of getting tired of the tile business. I got to go to work this week on the 4th. And I don't want to, but I've been committed to this job and I got to get it done. So, but anyway, that's what I do for a living. I've been doing that almost 40 years, and I kind of burn out on that. Done probably 1 million plus feet in my life in tile, and it just gets old after a while, guys. And it's hard to find the right help all the time. But let's try to keep our conversations with some depth and less shallow. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some depth with some conversation. Some real stuff that has real value and matters in life. Not a bunch of ridiculous conversations that go nowhere, a bunch of negative stuff, because negative stuff doesn't breed nothing but more negative. You know what I mean? So, you know, hey, you guys take care. Hey, just check out my videos, man. I've got two different, you know, I got one that's like in my two different emails with two different platforms on YouTube that I put stuff out there, and I'm getting some decent responses from it, you know. But it's just to kind of get the word out, kind of what I'm doing. You know, it's going to take me a long time to get where I want to be. I realize that. My kids got me going in this social media stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning, guys. You know, I haven't got it all figured out, but I guarantee you, you come with me in the gym or out on the field, I'll show you a thing or two. I guarantee you. I'll show you a thing or two. I love competition. I love it. I'll go as long and hard as you can. You know, you still may beat me, but you gonna know you've been in a battle. You know, I just, you know, I've always been that way. I've always been that way. I don't know. Like, my dad was a hardcore military guy. He was tough on my tail, bud. He was tough on me. But anyway, he made me into the man I am today. You know, God's kind of changed who I was because, shoot, man, I messed up my first half of my life. It took me years to straighten it out. So, I hope you guys try to live right each and every day, because I'm telling you, them consequences suck. You know, some of them you can't get out of. You know what I'm talking about now. Some of them you can't get out of. I want the world to be a better place. Man, there's something always going over here in Birmingham all the time. Man, there's some bad stuff happening here. I'm sure it's happening where you guys are from too. I'm tired of seeing it. I watch less and less of the news, try to stay more focused on what I can do, get myself healthy, get myself strong so I can be prepared to face all the hard things that come my way. You guys take care and have a good day.